Shockwaves. Tanzania joins Ibrahim Traoré, US dollar banned. The global balance of power just shifted. Again. From the heart of Africa, a thunderous echo now rattles the halls of Western influence. Tanzania has just made a bold move, standing shoulder to shoulder with Burkina Faso's Ibrahim Traoré, and together they've just declared economic war on the US dollar. This isn't just about currency, it's about sovereignty, resistance, and the birth of a new alliance that's shaking the very foundation of global finance. The West is watching, the IMF is rattled, and Washington is furious. Stay with us because what you're about to discover may be the beginning of the end for dollar dominance. Tanzania's big decision. On June 13, 2024, Tanzania's finance minister, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, issued a directive to limit the use of the US dollar in local transactions. The Bank of Tanzania has now made it official, starting July 1, 2025, only the Tanzanian Shilling, TZS, will be allowed for payments and transactions within the country. This means businesses, shops, and even tourists will need to use the local currency instead of dollars, euros, or other foreign money. The goal is simple: to strengthen Tanzania's economy and reduce its dependence on foreign currencies. For years, the US dollar has been widely used in Tanzania, especially in tourism, real estate, and big businesses. This made it harder for the government to control the economy and stabilize the value of the Tanzanian shilling. By banning foreign currencies, Tanzania hopes to boost the use of its own money, increase demand for the shilling, and give the government more power over its financial system. Why ban the US dollar? Tanzania's bold decision to ban the US dollar and other foreign currencies for local transactions marks a seismic shift in its pursuit of economic sovereignty, echoing the defiant stance of Burkina Faso's Ibrahim Traoré. This move, enacted by the Bank of Tanzania in May 2025, is a cornerstone of a broader African push to break free from the shackles of foreign currency dependence. For decades, countries like Tanzania have leaned on the US dollar, perceived as a stable anchor in volatile markets. Yet this reliance erodes national control, leaving economies vulnerable to external shocks. Global dollar fluctuations can destabilize local currencies, inflate prices, and cripple fiscal planning. By mandating the use of the Tanzanian shilling, President Samia Suluhu Hassan's government is reclaiming monetary authority. This policy aims to fortify the shilling, curb inflation, and reduce the depreciation that has plagued the currency. It fosters national pride, positioning the shilling as a symbol of resilience. The ban is expected to bolster local businesses by encouraging transactions in shillings, disrupt illegal foreign currency markets, and boost tax revenues. However, challenges loom. Tourism and foreign trade may face disruptions as businesses and visitors adapt. Tanzania's gamble mirrors Traoré's vision, a self-reliant Africa, unshackled from Western financial dominance. Ibrahim Traoré's influence. Tanzania's policies echo Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traoré, who, since his 2022 coup, symbolizes African resistance to foreign influence. At 36, the world's youngest president, Traoré enjoys widespread support for his anti-colonial stance. He has expelled French forces, ended unfair trade deals, and rejected the CFA franc, focusing instead on using Burkina Faso's gold to fund education, healthcare, and food security. Seen as a modern Thomas Sankara, Traoré inspires Africans, including Tanzanians, seeking economic freedom from foreign control. Social media on X celebrates Tanzania's dollar ban as aligning with Traoré's movement against neocolonialism, reflecting his vision of self-reliance. A growing African movement. Across Africa, nations like Tanzania and Burkina Faso are striving for economic independence. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger formed the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, to counter Western-influenced ECOWAS, accusing foreign powers of destabilizing their governments. Traoré claims Ivory Coast harbors coup plotters against him. The AES is developing independent trade routes and economic systems, potentially partnering with Morocco for Atlantic access. Tanzania's dollar ban aligns with this trend, emphasizing local currency to assert control over its economy. This could inspire other African nations, fostering a continent-wide shift. As an ex-user stated, Africa 2025 aims to end neo-colonialism, reflecting a growing push for sovereignty. What does this mean for Tanzania? Banning the US dollar is a big step, but it comes with both opportunities and challenges. Here are some of the potential impacts. Benefits. Stronger local currency. By forcing businesses and citizens to use the Tanzanian shilling, the government can increase demand for the currency. This could make the shilling more stable and valuable over time. More economic control. With less reliance on the dollar, Tanzania's central bank can better manage inflation, interest rates, and other economic factors. Boost to local businesses. Companies that rely on foreign currencies may struggle at first, but the ban could encourage more local trade and investment in Tanzanian products. National pride. Using the shilling for all transactions can foster a sense of unity and pride among Tanzanians, reinforcing the idea that their country is independent and strong. Challenges. Tourism industry. Tanzania's tourism sector, which relies heavily on dollars from foreign visitors, could face disruptions. Tourists may find it harder to pay for hotels, safaris, or souvenirs without easy access to shillings. Black market risk. Some people might try to trade dollars illegally, creating a black market that could undermine the ban. Economic transition. Businesses that are used to dealing in dollars will need time to adjust. This could lead to confusion or financial losses in the short term. Global trade. Tanzania still needs dollars for international trade, like importing goods or paying foreign debts. The government will need to carefully manage its foreign currency reserves. The global reaction. Tanzania's decision has sent shockwaves around the world, especially in Western countries that rely on the dominance of the US dollar. The dollar is often called the world's reserve currency because it is used for most global trade and financial transactions. When a country like Tanzania bans its use, it challenges the dollar's power and raises questions about the future of global finance. Some Western analysts see Tanzania's move as a sign of growing de-dollarization, a trend where countries try to reduce their dependence on the dollar. This trend is already visible in places like Russia, China, and parts of Africa, where governments are exploring alternatives like local currencies or digital money. However, not everyone is convinced that Tanzania's ban will succeed. Critics argue that the country's economy is too small to challenge the dollar's dominance. They also point out that Burkina Faso, despite Traoré's bold reforms, still faces significant challenges, including a large external debt and ongoing security issues. Traoré's challenges and Tanzania's path. Ibrahim Traoré, hailed as a hero by many, faces significant controversy in Burkina Faso. Multiple coup attempts, including one foiled in April 2025 allegedly orchestrated from Ivory Coast, have strained regional relations. Critics accuse Traoré of delaying elections and extending his rule, citing security issues, while some warn his revolutionary focus risks instability if he cannot improve security and reduce poverty. In contrast, Tanzania, under President Samia Suluhu Hassan's stable civilian government, pursues a dollar ban aligned with Traoré's vision but through legal democratic means. This approach may help Tanzania avoid the political and security turmoil plaguing Burkina Faso's military junta, highlighting a divergence in governance and stability between the two nations. What's next for Africa? Tanzania's decision to ban the US dollar is a bold step toward economic independence, but it is just one part of a larger movement. Across Africa, leaders and citizens are demanding greater control over their resources, currencies, and futures. Ibrahim Traoré's revolutionary ideas have sparked a continental conversation about what it means to be truly sovereign in a world dominated by foreign powers. For Tanzania, the success of the dollar ban will depend on how well the government manages the transition. It will need to support businesses, educate citizens, and ensure that the Tanzanian shilling becomes a trusted currency. If successful, Tanzania could become a model for other African countries looking to follow in its footsteps. Tanzania's bold alliance with Ibrahim Traoré sends a message louder than any speech: the age of quiet compliance is over. From resource-rich nations to strategic currency bans, Africa is rising on its own terms, and the shockwaves are just beginning. This is more than a rebellion, it's a revolution. If this video opened your eyes, drop a comment below and let the world know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next chapter in this unfolding global shift. Keep watching, and thank you for joining us.